Okay, good morning. Today on the sermon, I'll be talking about feed-based goals, and that's a continuation of last week's topic. And today is feed-based goal part two. I promised last week that I was going to be taking a series every month. I have a focus, and this month's focus is goals, but feed-based goals. So today on the sermon, being the 14th of January 2024, being the second Sunday of the year and the second Sunday of the month, I am so excited to be back here to talk to you about feed-based goals. Now, during the last week's conversation, if you go through my WhatsApp, or rather, WhatsApp status, my Facebook status, and then my Twitter handle, you find out that if you go through that video, if you listen to or looked at that video, watched that video, you agree with me that I mentioned raised some key cardinal issues, and I'm going to dwell on those cardinal issues. The cardinal issues I raise is that apart from the fact that you build a smart goal, that is a smart goal, that is a specific, measurable, uh, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goal, which is I said is the best you can do. But the best and the wisest thing you can do is to now make sure it is feed-based. You build it on feed, and that was the conclusion of the last week. But now today I'll be talking about those issues I raised. I said by the time you're done setting up your goals, there are unforeseen circumstances. There are circumstances that are beyond your human capacity to deal with. Now, you may have set up your goals and they are fine and you're working on them, but there are circumstances, challenges maybe. You might lose your job, you might lose your opportunities, you might get sick, and all of that. Now, and I said, how do you handle that? Now, I didn't mention how you're going to handle that. Now, these circumstances are going to thwart your effort at getting at your goal. Now, you have a goal of hitting a particular amount of money, like I said, in 12 months, but now you're bedridden in hospital for 6 months. How do you get to achieve your goal? Now, logically and humanly speaking, based on human common sense, it will take you twice the effort, if at all, to hit that goal because you've lost 6 months out of 12 months that we said in last week. Now, but in faith, when your goals are built on faith, believe you me, it might sound difficult, but it is not impossible. Because faith does not actually make things easy, not necessarily easy, but it makes things possible. Those things that are even impossible, possible. Now, your goal is to hit 1.2 million naira every at the end of the year in 12 months. That is, you've broken it into 100,000 naira every month. That's your goal. Every month you hit 100,000 naira. At the end of the year, 12 months, you have 1.2 million naira. That's what we said last week. That should be, for instance, an example of a goal. Now you're bedridden, for instance, in hospital for 6 months. Now you've lost 6 months. That means 600,000 naira is gone. You can't make it. So you have 6 months to work. Now, how can you come by the 1.2 million naira target for the year? That's your goal. Impossible, right? Now, except you get a second job that will give you another 100,000 naira to make it up so that you can have the 1.2 million naira at the end of the month. Or some miracle. Some miracle. Now, now, except your goal is built on faith, that is practically, logically impossible to achieve. Your goal is dead on arrival already. So the point I'm trying to buttress here is when you have a goal and you build it on faith, even this that seems impossible can be possible. And you ask me how. Now, faith does not require evidences and does not require proofs, doesn't require substance. So for you to be able to build this goal or to achieve this goal, you need substance. You need proof of work to get to hit the 1.2 million naira at the end of the year. But when I say with faith you can achieve it, I am not saying you need to even have these things on ground for you to achieve this goal at the end of the year. And you ask me, how can you do that? Now, all you need to do is to believe. Believe in the God that makes things possible. It is impossible to think it. It is unimaginable to imagine it, to even come by it. To wrap your head around it. How is it possible? But with God, everything is possible. Now, like I said, you have to just remove your common reasoning and just leave it empty. By leaving it empty, you fill it up with the Spirit of God, the Spirit of belief, the trust you have in God, that God is going to do it. So you just go on and work for the remainder of the 6 months. You know, logically, you have only 600,000 naira to raise. But you believe, and now you trust God to make up the remaining 600,000 naira for you, making it the 1.2 million naira target for you. How that is going to happen, you don't know. How it's going to come by, you don't know. In fact, you really don't even need to know. You just need to believe it and hold it and live it and see yourself in the 1.2 million at the end of the year. If you can just believe it, that it is going to be there. No, it's not even going to be there. That is there already. These are two different affirmations. And I hear people talking about affirmations. I'm going to talk about affirmation probably in the next video. But, this is a wrong affirmation. I'm going to have the 1.2 million. I believe God. You are not even trusting God yet. You are trying to. But when you say, I believe that is there, and that you already accept it, that I accept that the God that I serve has made my goal. This goal is based on faith, and I believe that my God has already made it. No, it's not going to, not that God is going to make it. God has made it. So you are already accepting it. You're already congratulating yourself. You're already celebrating it. You're already happy about it. You're already even saying it. You can feel it. You can hold it, despite the fact that it's not in your hands. It's not there. You're not even in December 2024. But you so much believe it and trust it. And you own it. So that strength, the power that is in you, that is making you to believe, is not the power that comes by common sense. It's not the power that you can just build yourself. It's a power that only God himself can put into you. And when God puts that kind of power and that kind of thinking and that kind of mentality into you, he can now make it possible. And that which you have said and that he has said, don't forget, let your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So you have the power and authority to run things here and there. So it is faith that will make things that you want down here to be done in heaven. So you need that faith to connect up there so that you can have these things done. Your goals are only dependent on the physical things. But your faith-based goals are not dependent on the physical things. They're dependent on the spiritual things, the things that are heavenly, the things that are more powerful, the things that are unimaginable. Don't forget, his ways are not our ways. And his ways are always mysterious. So believe that your goals can be smashed this year, but only if you have faith. And when you have faith, despite the inconveniences, despite the unforeseen circumstances, you are still believing or have already received your goal way in advance before it even arrives. And you're already celebrating and congratulating yourself and celebrating and enjoying it even before it arrives. That is the power of faith. And when you do have that kind of faith, trust me, your goal is as good as smashed right from the first day of this year. It's that powerful. And I pray that God, in his infinite mercy, will just give you this faith. Just put this faith in our hearts, that we have this strong faith in him, so that our goals in this life will come to pass. But importantly, what kind of goals are you even setting? I'm going to be talking to you about this in the next two subsequent videos. And I love you. So stay out of trouble and go grow your feet. I love you. Have a wonderful week ahead. My name is Tim Miyake once more. And with the sermon, stay out of trouble.